Yo, it's your boy Marcus from West Indies back with a video. Today we're going to touch on JOKESTA and his losing of his COD Mobile partnership, right? And then we're also going to touch on TRIFORCE's sort of response message to JOKESTA about that and how it could be a good thing. And then my take on both of those as well, because they both made interesting points and addressed some things. So I wanted to cover that in this video and give it the time it deserves. So here is JOKESTA's part of his video.
Call of Duty Mobile dropped me as a partner. So I'm no longer a partner with Call of Duty Mobile. The reason why is because I wasn't uploading enough videos and I wasn't streaming consistently. That's the reason why they kicked me off.
So the reason he lost his partnership was he wasn't playing the game enough, he wasn't posting enough, he wasn't streaming enough, right? But what are the reasons behind that? He details in his video. It's about 13 minutes long, and he's basically falling out of love in the game, right? He's not enjoying it as much. What he is a ranked grinder, right? There's a lot of us out there. We like to grind ranked multiplayer, right? So that is the main staple of what COD Mobile is to most of the hardcore player base, right? Now, I made a video a while back, actually 2 videos, right? One was called The Loud Minority in COD Mobile, and the other was called The Silent Majority in COD Mobile, right? And those are the 2 player bases that COD Mobile has. There's not really, like there's an in-between, but not really. So the silent majority is the people we never see, right? The loud minority doesn't see these people. They just hop on every once in a while. They're like level 69. They don't even play ranked. You know what I mean? If they do, they're like veteran. You know what I mean? They're at ranks I've never even seen before, right? Rookie, veteran, those ranks down there. And then the loud minority is us, you know, JOKESTA, me, TRIFORCE, Eric, iFerg, right? Bobby Plays. These guys are the loud minority. We're the ones who love the game, grind the game, play the shit out of it. But when we have problems with the game, we voice it. We're loud about it. But, you know, they don't make changes to the game based on what we think, right? They make changes to the game based on what makes them more money, right? That's just the truth. Now, here's what TRIFORCE had to say. He made about a 10-minute long video just voicing his opinion and what he thinks about the situation.
Here's the issue. A lot of people look at this game in a very specific way, which is, of course, thinking that ranked is the only game mode that you should play, period. And I think this is a mistake that a lot of people, including YouTubers, make, where it's like you have to play ranked or this game is just nothing.
Now, TRIFORCE makes an excellent point, right? But this is where like perspective comes in. TRIFORCE, most of his gameplays that I've watched always seem to be public matches, right? And he plays on a controller. He's just coming from a different world. Whereas, you know, JOKESTA's a ranked grinder, right? He probably plays on an iPad, I think, and he's sweating it out. He's in ranked all the time, you know, going through the ringer because ranked is terrible. Just, that's what it is. Now, where does this originate from? Why do YouTubers and people generally have this belief that, you know, public matches are nothing and ranked plays kind of everything, right? Ranked is what matters. Well, this kind of originated in 2019 when the game came out. And I'll give my perspective on this because I think this is pretty much what people seem to think and the general sentiment overall. When I played the game, day of launch in 2019, I, coming from the console side, so I've got all that console experience for the last 12 years of my life, hop into a public match and there's all bots. There's no real people. So I'm like, well, what the hell? What am I doing? So then I hop into a ranked match and there's real people and I'm actually fighting. There's 5 real people on my team. There's 5 real people on the other team. And that's where it started, right? The sentiment that like, hey, you're not even playing real people in public matches. Nobody wants to watch that. You're playing bots. So play ranked because that's where you're playing real people and you can actually see what the skill level is. Now, that generally is, I mean, I think most people would agree with that, right? People on the console side right now, there's a new Warzone mode on console called Casual, and it's where real people and bots are integrated and you fight both. Now, that's pretty much stemming directly from mobile gaming, right? Rules of Survival, PUBG, Apex Legends, Fortnite Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, they've all integrated bots into their battle royales, have been for years. That's just what they do, either to fill up lobbies or whatever the case may be, lobby queue times and things like that, to make the game easier. Well, Do people want to see that? No, people want to see, people versus people, not people versus AI. Now, this isn't the case for everybody, right? I do enjoy playing some of these side modes, and I think fatigue in the ranked space is real. A lot of people are sick and tired of it. I don't think it's necessarily that they don't want to play the game anymore. It's not that. It really isn't. What it really is metas and just how the game has changed and what it's become, right? It's just everybody's using the same gun for all of 2025, right? The USS-9, the Odin, that's it. That's all people have been using. And it gets boring. It gets stale, right? Persistence, all these perks, all these things, they just suck to deal with. And there's no real differentiation outside of hitting legendary in the rank system from pubs and ranked. That's why I've been preaching for the last 3 years that I've had this YouTube channel, and 6 years that I've been playing COD Mobile. We need a ban system. Been saying it for a really long time. That way there's a differentiating factor between the two. And hey, maybe I want to use trip mines and trip sensors and that kind of thing. Well, go play pubs. That stuff's not allowed in ranked. You know what I mean? So there just needs to be something different between the two modes.
And that's the thing with these YouTubers, like they're just torturing themselves, just forcing themselves to play ranked every day, and I don't really think that's healthy. I mean, just getting to legendary is a pain in the ass.
Now, this sort of what I'm going to call, and this may not be the right word, but I'll provide the definition if this is not the right word, is these people are institutionalized, myself probably included, right? Where, you've been doing the same thing for so long. This is like what you do. It's just expected that you play ranked. It's not really expected that you play public matches. And that sort of just philosophy that's kind of been ingrained into us since season 1, when we found out the game had bots and pubs, that's just kind of been the way that it is. And so people don't expect to be playing public matches. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with playing public matches. I myself am doing the Road to Diamond grind, have been since the start of the channel, and I play all public matches for most of my games, right? Because if the gun's not meta, I'm not using it in ranked. So everything else is pubs. There's 130 guns. We've only had one meta for like the last year, so that pretty much explains that. So I just kind of wanted to grasp that concept of like why things are kind of the way they are. And I understand the reason for JOKESTA not playing the game as much, why it is the way it is, where it kind of came from, with the origins of COD Mobile is kind of where it came from. And just the overall consensus. There are a lot of comments on their videos, right? Their videos have a ton of comments of people pretty much, understanding where they're coming from, and the same thing. They're going to be just fine. Jokes is going to go play. I'm about to play Farlight tomorrow. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of other options and things to do and things to play. The other thing he addressed was hitting legendary was hard. There at the end, I totally disagree. Hitting legendary is super easy. I do it in like 60 games. Right? Just abuse the meta, do what everybody else is doing. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. I really don't think it's that difficult. Not to mention, if you just wait until 3 weeks after rank resets or 7 weeks after rank resets and start doing it, you're playing against bots. Like, you're playing against nobody. You know what I mean? Then do it then, and then next thing you know, it's just like playing pubs. That being said, the strategy is everything. You know what I mean? I literally hit legendary and BR without even playing. That being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. It's been your boy Marcus from Orsini. I'm out. Peace.